PvP is totally different than PvE, and a lot of you guys were asking me in the comment section of my tier list, Laser, does this list apply to PvP? And we need to make a brand new list, guys, because PvP is a whole different monster. Today we're going to be breaking down the best classes to pick when you want to play PvP, and why some classes are more efficient than others, and has anything changed from the last time we actually played the game? Today we're going to be breaking all that down, and I'm going to be giving you guys what I believe not only to be the best classes, but also what are the best skills within these classes to make you a PvP monster. So if all of this sounds like something you're definitely interested, guys, a like would be greatly appreciated. And you want to go a little bit an extra mile, hit us up with that super thank you by clicking that heart button next to the like button down below. So with that being said, guys, let's jump in and talk about the best classes to pick when playing PvP. Now, before we get down to the list, I do want to explain to you guys why this list is just a little bit different than PvE. The reason being is because PvE, there is a lot of reliance when it comes to playing as a team or playing with a unit, having a friend along, and buffing and debuffing. Unlike PvE, PvP is a little bit different. It is extremely chaotic, and people are moving around the map so fast that buffing and debuffing and doing any sort of kind of activity when it comes as a group is a little bit difficult because it is very chaotic and there's a lot of stuff happening within movement that currently right now doesn't allow you to kind of combo buff anybody at the current set. So basically when you think of PvP, think of it that mostly you're going to be going in like a solo player, and that's why this tier list is a little bit different than PvE. In addition to that, guys, there are a lot of characters that people are not playing and not playing correctly that haven't been able to be taken advantage of because people don't know how to play. But I'm going to break it down, and we're going to get started with, of course, the first class, and that being, guys, the Barbarian. Now, the Barbarian class is actually really good when it comes to PvP. The reason why he's such a really good character is because he is very, very powerful when it comes to dealing damage at a very single target. So he's going to be very good not only in dealing that damage, but he's also going to be extremely good when it comes to moving around the map. Now, there is a lot of movement happening within PvP, which is what I was trying to explain. There is a lot of times when you're going to have to run and heal. There is a lot of times where you're going to have to chase, and the Barbarian is actually pretty good at that because he does have certain skills that allow him to do that. For example, he has the Hammer of the Ancient, is extremely effective in almost every single PvP scenario. That is going to be your main go-to skill. In addition to that, extremely mobile and very beefy and very tough when it comes to dealing damage. The best skills I would recommend if you plan on playing as a Barbarian and you plan on going into PvP is Hammer of the Ancient, which I said, Sprint, and Undying Rage. These skills are going to carry you through PvP, and you're going to be giving a lot of players a lot of headaches, and we're going to be putting the Barbarian in the S tier. Now on to number 2, guys. It's going to be the Crusader. Now, the Crusader is another character, guys, that is actually really amazing when it comes to PvP. Because of the same thing, the reason the Barbarian is such a really good character. It's really good at doing a lot of damage. It's really good at getting away, especially with his horse ability. And he is an extremely very powerful character when it comes to causing a lot of AoE damage. And he's extremely powerful when it comes to CCs. So that's what makes him stand out so much, because he is really good at a lot of the stuff that you need in PvP. Now, the skills I would recommend you using for him is Spinning Shield, really powerful. Then you want to go with Draw and Quarter, which is another really good one. And then you want to go with Condemn. Those are the ones I would recommend you guys definitely put as far as skills for the Crusader. And we're going to be putting the Crusader in the S category. Now, the next character is going to surprise you in what category I'm going to be placing that, guys, and that is the Wizard. Now, the Wizard's actually a really strong character in the game. The problem with the Wizard is not only is he being underplayed, he's also not being played correctly, and in addition to that, it just takes so much effort into actually building a really good Wizard that a lot of people haven't spent the time to actually get the gear and get all that stuff. But the Wizard is really good when it comes to PvP. He has the highest hitting damage when it comes to PvP out of everyone, which is really crazy, right? You would think that it would be other characters, but the Wizard actually hits like a truck. He has great damage not only for single targets, but also for just a big massive group. In addition to that, he has an ability that allows him to move around the map very fast and very frequently using the teleport. And the cool thing about the teleport is that it has multiple charges. So there's not going to be a point where you're kind of stuck and you're like, oh crap, I can't teleport. You're going to be constantly being able to teleport and move around as long as you strategize correctly. Now, the reason why some people feel that the wizard is not that strong is because they're just not playing him right. You have to be very tactical when it comes to the wizard. I'm going to be putting the wizard in the S category as long as you have the proper gear and the proper build. If you have the proper gear and the proper build, which the game provides you with, you should be able to do a ton of damage with the wizard. And you'll see as the game progresses, the wizard's going to be taking a top tier priority when it comes to people playing as a wizard, as opposed to other classes being able to fall off just because they're more accessible and easy to play with. All right, so next up, guys, we have the Necromancer. Now, the Necromancer is one of a lot of people's favorite character. A lot of people playing him in PvE. Now, on PvP, it is a very different story. Now, don't get it twisted. He's still a very good character. He's extremely good when it comes to crowd control. So CCing is not going to be a problem for him. He functions really good as a support character. And I'm pretty sure as the game progresses, a lot of people are going to want to be hanging around with the Necromancer just because the support is so good when it comes to PvP with this class. And in addition to that, guys, he is so good at having multiple AoE skills, and while doing so, still be able to summon minions. Now, the only thing currently right now, the way the game is being played in PvP, which I think is going to change once we get a little bit further in the game, is currently right now the game is mostly being played solo when it comes to PvP. And one of the disadvantages that the Necromancer has is the fact that he doesn't have really good mobility. And this is where he kind of starts tipping down from a scale when it comes to the tier list, because if he's not able to move and he's not able to get away from a barbarian that's chasing him down or a crusader that's chasing him down, then that is it becomes very problematic, because he's not able to recover that health and get that health back, and he's not able to do a huge amount of damage right at the start to knock people down or to get people backpedaling. Now, the skills you want to work when you're playing as a Necromancer is going to be the Bone of Wall, which is going to be your best friend. You have the Bone Spikes, which are going to be your best friend as well. And of course, the Dark Curse. These are going to be really, really good. And I'm pretty sure this list was being based on the best character used as a support character in PvP. Then this is definitely going to be S tier. But since most people are playing this game very soloish when it comes to PvP, and there's a lot of movement in the map, we're going to have to bring him down to the A category. Alright, so now let's talk about the Monk. I know a lot of people like the Monk. A lot of people play the Monk. The Monk is actually really good, and you would think that the Monk would be one of the highest characters not only being played, but one of the highest characters being played in PvP, because he is such a good character at a lot of really good things. Number one, he's able to do a ton amount of damage. He's a melee class, as you guys already know, and he's constantly moving in the fight. He's getting melee attacks, and the cool thing about him is that he's able to dip as soon as he, gets those attacks. So he can hit the attacks and move out of the way really fast, do AoE damage, move out of the way, because his short cooldown is very good when it comes to using his skills. Now, he's also a really good support character as well when playing as a team. But like I stated earlier, not a lot of people are playing as a team, and team play is currently not the meta right now when it comes to PvP. Now, the only problem and downside we have with the Monk is that he doesn't do a lot of damage when it comes to single target. And the way the PvP is being played right now, where it's mostly going to be a solo fight, and you're going to be fighting by yourself, even though you're punching in and being able to move out of the area, if you bump yourself into Barbarian or you bump yourself into a Crusader or a Demon Hunter, this is where the Monk's going to lack and suffer, because he is not a really good character that does a lot of damage with those initial hits. For him, it's not do a massive hit as soon as you hit someone. For him, it's do multiple hits and get away to do enough damage. And that's what makes the Monk kind of fall off from our tier list, because of the lack of power he's able to do off the start. Now, I believe if things change in the PvP and the meta shifts and changes, the Monk could probably go up into S tier, but as the way it stands right now, it is stuck in the A tier. Now, he has really good skills, and the skills you want to definitely be using for him is Flying Kick, Mystic Strike, and Flying Dragon. And if you use those skills, guys, you are going to be a pain to deal with when it comes to PvP. Just make sure you plan your strategy accordingly so you guys don't get chased down. Alright, so the next one we have in the list, guys, is the Demon Hunter. Now, the Demon Hunter, guys, you guys know, is the king when it comes to PvE content. But how does he reign when it comes to PvP? Well, the Demon Hunter, as you guys know, his main objective is to excel and do a ton of damage on a single target. So, PvP-wise, that would be very powerful, very potent, right? Because if you could do that amount of damage when it comes to just one single target, you should theoretically be able to kill the enemy before they even have a chance to react. Now, the thing with the Demon Hunter is I feel currently right now the way the game is, there are no proper builds out there right now that are allowing him to do that single hit damage where the enemy will start running as soon as they get hit. Now, I'm pretty sure there is a build out there, and I'm pretty sure there's gear out there that we haven't found or we haven't tested yet that will make the Demon Hunter into that machine. But as the way it stands right now, we are not there with the Demon Hunter. So that kind of puts it as a disadvantage because that's our main bread and butter, doing damage. Now, if you're playing as a Demon Hunter, you should already know that you have to be able to pretty much be strategic on your positioning, on what you're doing, because you want to make sure you're keeping your distance, right? Now, he excels really, really good when it comes to team play. Oh my goodness, a Demon Hunter is going to be like, if you put a Demon Hunter and a Necromancer together, it is just pretty much over if PvP was being played as a group. But as of right now, that is not the case. So even though they have really high single target damage, the thing that makes the Demon Hunter kind of fall down from the tier list is the fact that he has very low mobility. He only has one skill that allows him to move around the map, but you have a long cooldown on that one. So you're not able to spam it or move around the map that frequently, and that's what makes him fall off. In addition to that, he does require a lot of support functions to be very effective in the PvP content. That's what makes him fall off even further. So we're going to be putting the Demon Hunter in the B category. Now, I'm pretty sure if this gets buffed or changed, or if the mechanics of the PvP changes where it's mostly team focused, we're definitely going to have to move the Demon Hunter up. Now, of course, skills you want to make sure you have as a Demon Hunter, you want to make sure you have Sentry, Daring Swing, and multi-shot. These are going to be your bread and butter with the Demon Hunter, and I'm pretty sure that there are a couple of people that are going to drop in the comment and be like, yo, Laser, I play as a Demon Hunter, I'm #1 in my server, and that's amazing, but trust me guys, as the game progresses and more people start building their characters, it's going to fall off just a tad bit. He does have decent damage, decent mobility, but extremely low durability compared to other classes at the current moment. Now, if you're having a hard time deciding what should I actually play as, should I play as a PvE character or should I play as a PvP character, because I don't know, I'm kind of in the mix of things, make sure you watch this video that's popping off right now in the screen that's giving you the best tier list when it comes to PvE content. Now, in addition to that, guys, remember the game requires a lot of farming, and with that farming comes a lot of PvE content. So you kind of want to make sure you decide accordingly based on that. I hope you guys are enjoying our Diablo Immortal coverage. If you are, do me the huge favor, guys, drop a comment, drop a like, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel, turn on all your notifications so you guys won't miss when our videos go live. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.